let's talk about some love 'em or hate 'em. The Barbie Fashionistas line is probably one of the, if not the most important collection of Playland Barbie dolls out there on the market at the moment. Currently, at the time of making this video, the Barbie Fashionistas line is also Barbie's longest running Playline collection of dolls. Even though there's an argument to be made that Fashionistas, when they initially launched, were fairly different from the ones we have been getting since 2016. They started to number the dolls. Still, from even the most high-priced collector who might get a fashionista because they're in love with the face mold they used and the screening as well as the hair, to lower-income households, families, parents who want to get it all for their kid, who might not have the most income to spend on stuff like toys. Barbie Fashionistas line is a line that is all-encompassing when it comes to the demographic group that it speaks to. There's something appealing about the doll line being very no frills, just a cute doll in a cute outfit, sometimes cute. And that's why the Fashionistas line, even though we love to be bashing them into the ground for being a bit on the Yankee side, still very popular among a lot of doll collectors. Now, the Australian retailer Entertainment Earth as well as the Slovenian retailer Baby Center have put up listings for 5 new fashionistas we're going to be getting in the last quarter this year. I think it's the 3rd wave of fashionistas we're getting for 2024 now. And a lot of people are just head over heels in love with some of these dolls. I, for one, have 3 of them that I like in particular, and 2 who are just standard fashionista in the way that you would expect a fashionista to look like. Still, in this video I'm going to be taking a look at all of them. I'm going to be telling you my thoughts about whether or not I'm going to be getting them. But I also like to take a moment to talk about Barbie and Mattel's plans and ideas for Barbie, how some business decisions that Mattel is currently making in regards to Barbie might affect her future as well as the future of the fashionistas, and how for all of the steps forward that Mattel is taking in striving for more inclusivity, I want to open the eyes of people who might be a bit naive in how inclusive and well-meaning Mattel's intentions are, since they're more or less still a billion-dollar company who just want to make a profit. So let's start off with our Millie. The blonde Millie in this set of fashionistas that we're gonna get is wearing a super cute metallic fuchsia dress that has a silhouette similar to the dress that we saw in the finale of Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. You know, I love metallic fuchsia as a fabric, and I've used it a lot of times and I'm creating looks for my dolls. What I really like about this silhouette is that it's also reminding me of more futuristic Judy Jetson type of looks that we've seen on things like Space Channel 5. I could see this look on Ooh La La. Now, the doll itself is of course your standard Millie. Now it's a Millie with a mid part, which I always like, but she seems to have the screening we've seen a million times on Millies already. There's nothing special about the base doll. The shoes, cute shoes. Now, I'm not sure about the color of the shoes. I think that dress would look cuter with a pair of silver high heel boots, maybe silver go-go boots. Now, another doll that I really like is the one who is a tall fashionista with the carnival face. She's got a super cute screening. Now, we've seen close-ups of that screening on those promo images, and I pray to God that this is a manufactured doll and is not a hand-painted prototype, because that close-up shows us that this doll is probably not having any sort of pixelation. The hairdo she has, half a puff down, in this very raven black color is super cute. The hair looks to be made of saran, but what I like about the doll the most is probably her dress. She has a very cute sort of gingham patterned dress with fuchsia colored flowers all over them. I just love the construction of the upper part of the dress with the little peekaboo cutout underneath the bust line. Also love the little detail of having one strap be in the more orangey color and the other strap being more in the fuchsia color. Also love her beaded choker in that hot pink fuchsia color. Now she's on top flat-feeted body, so the orange sandals that she's wearing aren't really all that great in my opinion, but the base doll is cute, praying to God that she does not suffer from pixelation. And with the outfit, she's not only a cute doll, but she could also be a cute fashion pack. Next up, the two fashionistas that I'm not really all that excited about is the one petite doll with what seems to be the Daya face sculpt. Now her hair looks very cute. She has this side high ponytail, though most of the times the hair looks nothing like what we see on those promo images. So I'm definitely not gonna have high expectations of her produced version having those very cute curly waves. The outfit looks to be a sporty cheerleader-esque outfit. Boring skirt, cute pleated metallic lavender purplish skirt, but does not look to be hemmed. All in all, she's not really a fashionista that I'm gonna be getting. The other one is one who seems to have the Amberley face sculpt. She has very cute purple streaks in her brown hair. She has a mid part, and she also wears this cow curl denim inspired look with butterflies printed all over that dress that she's wearing, as well as a pink belt with a butterfly in the front. And I also love her cowgirl boots, so she's all in all a doll that looks to be very cute, but not one where I necessarily have to go out of my way to get her. Then we have probably what is everybody's favorite of this lineup, and that's the very glamorous looking, very glitzy looking fashionista. Now this one only popped up on the Slovenian retailer Baby Center in that listing that is made for the fashionistas. She did not appear on Entertainment Earth yet, so we do only have that one picture of her. So while it's probable that she's part of the fashionistas line, I'm also sort of like, could this be a new wave of glitz dolls? Now she has a very beautiful purple balloon skirt type of dress going on, and her upper part is this shiny glittery metallic. She has very cute silver high heels, has a super cute face. She uses the Greek face sculpt and has very beautiful brunette hair. It's a very simple doll and a very simple outfit, but still it's sort of like rocking everyone's world to see Barbie in a very cute, girly, glamorous, glitzy A-line outfit to finally have after years and years of very, very questionable fashion choices. These designs that look very different from designs we have gotten so far from the fashionistas. Now what I would love to know is whether the fashionistas still have their designers that they had from a few years ago, or if they're employed new designers, because a lot of the designs that are now used for the fashionistas line look very different to ones we would have gotten just a year or 2 years ago. Now speaking of the visually impaired fashionista with a cane, that one is one that was garnering a lot of goodwill, good press, and a lot of people were like applauding and championing Mattel for being so well intentioned. And I know that a lot of doll collectors are always striving to hold companies like MGA or Mattel accountable when they're not really all that inclusive in the way they're presenting their dolls when it comes to all things from hair texture to skin tones to body types. But what I think is kind of getting lost in the shuffle and getting lost in the discussion and kind of buried underneath all of that is how sometimes this can veer into the field of tokenism. So if you didn't know by now, tokenism is defined as the practice of making only a perfunctory or symbolic effort to be inclusive to members of minority groups. So the effort of including a token individual in work or school is usually intended to create the impression of social inclusiveness and diversity, and not actually strive for it or represent the intent. And the fashionistas line is certainly the most important line for Mattel in terms of garnering them good press and sort of greenwashing their image. The amount of press coverage that the visually impaired Barbie fashionista doll garnered for Mattel is probably the most that they've gotten since maybe last year's movie release, or maybe last year's release of the Down syndrome fashionista, where again you can clearly see a through line in Mattel using tokenism in order to have a lot of goodwill on their side and show off how they're such a great company, when at the end of the day all of this is just a way for them to make as much profit revenue as possible. So that's why I'm just like, you have to open your eyes, because at the end of the day, do you think that Mattel is going to take these tokens, these things like having people with a leg prosthesis, and put them into their other Playland Barbie doll lines? Think about that, because we still have yet to see a fairy Dreamtopia doll with a leg prosthesis. I'm also curious to know whether or not Mattel was finally able to employ artificial intelligence in order to design clothing for dolls, or design dolls in general. I think that Mattel is hell-bent on using as much AI as possible to eliminate the pesky human factor, who would just end up costing more for them in the manufacturing of dolls, from the conception to designing to the actual production. Sometimes you look at the design, like the cute girl with the gingham dress, has those flower patterns on them, and okay, it's just a very classic fashionista design that we've seen in sort of a way already. So it's kind of like, okay, you've seen the silhouette and you've seen the design in terms of the patterns and prints used, and you're like, okay, this is obviously designed by a human being. But then sometimes you have a design like the Romy and Michelle dress, or the balloon skirt dress, where you're like, okay, this is sort of veering to this uncanny valley where it could have been just spat out by a machine. Because as cute as it is, it's kind of like very simple, and the simplicity is very much something that I really like to see in a Barbie fashionista doll. And I would again love to know who the designers behind those designs are. But still, at this point, where we had conferences by Mattel where they were spouting things about how they want to employ artificial intelligence, their animated series on YouTube, how they already have used artificial intelligence in box designs for their holiday dolls, and how they might end up using artificial intelligence to design clothing for dolls, you have to start to second guess some of the things that you see. There you have it. That's all I have to say about this new wave of fashionistas. Now, I'm very curious to hear what you think of this wave of fashionistas. Now let me know which one is your favorite. Also let me know what you generally think of the state that Barbie is in terms of the decisions the big wigs are making. So, see you down in the comment section. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you thought this video was trash, leave a dislike, of course. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. And who knows, maybe we'll see each other in my next video. So, bye for now.